What up though, family? How y'all doing? This is Cassie bringing you a little video about some neck stretches, all right? A lot of us, we spend a lot of time hunched over looking down, whether it's at a computer, our phones, our books, whatever the case may be. This seems to be the order of the day for most of us. That creates a lot of tension in your neck and your upper back. Sometimes it leads to bulging or herniated discs over time, in addition to posture issues, right? So here are some stretches and some exercises that you can do to help to reverse some of that or mitigate some of those effects of this modern day situation we got going on, all right? I want you to remember that you should never be in any pain. If you are, back off of the movement, focus on your breath for a moment, and listen to your body. This is always the most important thing, is to listen to you and what you need, because that's the only way you fit to get it, all right? The first thing that we're going to do is a little check-in. Now, once again, I want you to really pay attention to how you're feeling in the moment. Listen to your body to make sure that you're getting what you need and you're staying in a pain-free range of motion. So the first thing we're gonna do is look to either side. Again, we're just checking in with the neck to see how it's doing and what it's feeling. So you're gonna turn over to one side as much as you can, again, staying in a pain-free range of motion. You are nothing but a witness and an observer right now. And we're gonna look to each side 5 times, moving nice and slow and steady. Breathe deep while you're doing this, while you're doing all these stretches and exercises. And if you can, no matter what you're doing. Do one more to each side. Again, seeing how you feel, warming the neck up. Once you come to center, we're gonna tilt the head now to either side. So before we were turning, and now we're going to tilt. Try and keep your shoulders down. They might want to come up. Try and avoid that. Again, staying in a pain-free range of motion that works for your body, allowing you to check in to see how you feel, to see where there's tension or problem areas, and also just to warm those areas up. Continue breathing deeply and fully. We'll do one more to each side, bringing us to 5. And then you'll come back to center. The next thing we're gonna do, another warm up and check-in, is to look up and look down. Now, if you have neck injuries or neck problems, if you have vertigo, or anything that prevents you from being able to look up without pain or without dizziness, then be sure to stay in a range, once again, that works for you, okay? Take the ego out of this. This is a check-in. How you doing? It's not a hold-up. You're not trying to make your neck do anything it doesn't want to do right now. So I want you to remember to breathe deeply. As you exhale, you can drop your chin as far as you can go. And then you're going to lift your neck up, bringing your chin toward the ceiling. Breathing deeply as you do this, like always. We're going to do this 5 times in each direction. Again, warming up the muscles in the neck. Scanning for any places of tension. And avoiding any pain. You'll do one more in each direction. And then come back to center. Next, we're going to do some isometrics. So this is continuing the warm up and moving into the stretches. Now what we're going to do is take one hand, place it against your temple, and we're going to do that turn that we did in our very first scan or check-in. But you're not going to turn your head all the way. You're going to just gently turn your head. As you start to turn your head, press your fingertips into your temple, stopping that turn, and feel the pressure that that creates. You'll hold each for 5 seconds, which is about 1 or 2 full deep breaths, depending on your breath, and then you'll come back to center. We're going to do this 5 times. Remember to breathe deeply and fully. And even though we're barely moving our heads, paying close attention to the engagement that this small isometric movement creates in that side of the neck. Continue breathing deeply. Do 1 more. Come back to center and take a second if you want and notice a difference in the 2 sides of your neck. It will be subtle, but it will be there. Take your other hand, place it against your other temple, and again, turn the head just mildly, pressing the fingers into the temple to stop you from turning all the way. Hold that pressure for a full round of breath or 2. 5 seconds is really all we're looking for. And then you'll come back to center, turning again, pressing those fingers into the temple and returning. Remembering to breathe deeply and fully, paying attention to that gentle engagement that's present, coming back to center, turning again. Remembering to breathe the whole time. Last one. And coming back to center. Your neck should ideally feel a little bit even on both sides. Continuing with the isometric, so we're taking those fingers, bringing them up to the first side once again, and this time we're doing the tilt. So instead of tilting the head all the way, it's just going to be a very minor. You're just tilting the head enough to begin to press those fingers into the temple. Notice where you feel that subtle engagement. Come back to center, going again into the tilt to that first side, breathing deeply, holding for a round of breath or 5 seconds, coming back, going again. And these we're doing 5 on each side with the 5-second hold or something like that. Doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be done. All right? We'll do 1 more to this side. Coming back to center, dropping the hand, taking the time to just notice if we feel a difference in the 2 sides of the neck. Second side, place the fingers into the temple. Gently begin to tilt the head. Don't let it go too far. Press those fingers into the temple. Hold it for that 5 seconds or that round of breath. Come back to center and go again. Come back to center. Tilt to that second side. Remembering to breathe deeply, using your breath as a way to count that time if you want. Coming back, and again. And I'd be talking, so sometimes my counts aren't exact. And that's all right, they don't have to be perfect. If you want to hold those for a little bit longer, or you want to go by your breath, hold them for a round or 2 of breath, do that. You can rewind this video. I'm not right in front of you. You can do whatever the hell you want. All right, now we're going to move into some chin tucks. Now with the chin tucks, what we're looking for is not for you to bring your chin, down. I want you to bring your neck, your chin back and tuck it up. Almost like you're trying to create as many double chins as you possibly can. All right? So you can use your finger to monitor to make sure that you're coming back to a neutral place with the chin, so the chin's not dropped when you come back and it's not up. You want it to be in a nice neutral place. Take your finger, hold it up against where your chin is. Tuck your chin back and draw it up, creating that space in the back of the neck as you draw the chin back and up. All right, this is extending the length of your cervical spine. You hold that for 5 seconds, you bring it back, so the chin should be touching the finger again, and then again, back and up. Drawing the chin back and up, creating those double chins, creating that space between the vertebrae, breathing deeply, holding it for the 5 seconds, or the 1 or 2 full rounds of breath, and then you'll return the chin back to neutral, touching the finger. Going again. Again, breathing deeply and fully. And when you're ready, returning to neutral. We've got 2 more here. Back and up, drawing the chin, creating that space, breathing deeply and fully, coming back to center, and we'll do 1 more. Drawing the chin back and up, feeling that space, relaxing the muscles in your face, creating that double chin situation, coming back to center, and releasing the hand. Now, for our next movement, I want you to go and grab a scarf or a tube sock or a piece of fabric with some give to it. Anything that you can use to do some supported neck extensions. So this is what I have in the studio, so this is what I'm using. We're going to place this at the bottom of your neck, the bottom of your cervical spine, okay? And we're going to use this to pull forward gently as we then do an extension. So again, this is a supported neck extension, which means we're going to be taking our chin and looking up. Hold it for a count of 5. When you're ready, gently bring your chin back to neutral. You're going to take that cloth, that scarf, that fabric, whatever you have, and you're going to move it up a little bit. The idea is to move it to each vertebrae, one at a time. Now, you don't have to be exact with it. The more you do it, the easier it will be to know where you want to put it. But you're going to move it up a tiny bit. Again, pulling gently forward as you begin to look up. Holding that for a count of 5, 2 full rounds of breath if you want, and then coming back to center, moving it up again just a little bit. Again, pulling forward. Now, if you have a herniated or bulging disc in the cervical neck, this can help to gently coax that back into its proper place. If you just carry a lot of tension in the neck, a lot of us, when we try and do a neck roll, like a classic neck turn, we'll hear a lot of grinding. That's bone on bone, vertebrae on vertebrae, right? This is helping to provide a little bit of space as you do these extensions. So again, pulling forward. If you have no neck injuries, you can also pull up gently as you look up, creating that space in between those vertebrae. As you breathe deeply and fully for 1 or 2 rounds of breath, 5 seconds is what we're looking for. And then coming back to center. We'll do another one. Now you should be getting up toward the top of the neck now. Again, pulling forward gently as you look up. If you have no neck injury, you want to create a little bit more space, you can pull up a little bit as you pull forward. Breathing deeply and fully. Coming back to center. And on this last one, we should be all the way at the atlas, which is the very top of your spine that rests right under your head. And this is, I don't know if you've ever gotten traction done by a loved one or a chiropractor, but this is the space that helps give you that. So again, pulling forward gently. If you have no neck injuries, you can also pull up as you begin to look up. Feel that space in between the vertebrae. Breathe deeply and fully here. And when you're ready, coming back to center, you can release your strap, your scarf, whatever it is that you're using. And just take a moment. Take a deep breath, close your eyes. Check in and see how you're feeling. Again, if at any point anything is causing you dizziness, pain, back out of it. With all of these, including the stretches we're about to go into, all you're looking for is a nice amount of tension. Just enough to give you a lovely stretch. It might feel a little bit like discomfort in some areas, but it should never feel like pain, okay? We're looking for a little bit of release. So especially when you come out of these, including the neck extension we just did, you should feel a little bit of length in the neck, a little bit of release in those muscles. You shouldn't come out of it and be feeling tension. If you are, that's a movement you want to back off of, you want to avoid for a while, and you want to message me or talk to your doctor to see what you can do to mitigate or relieve yourself of that pain. Okay, now, the next things that we're moving into are holds, prolonged stretches. Each of these you want to hold for 20 to 30 seconds. We're going to do each of them 3 times. If you want to hold them for longer, you can. If you want to do more on one side, you can. Pause the video. It's your body. Listen to what you need and make sure that you're getting it. All right, so the first we're going to do is going to stretch your traps. So you're going to take one hand. Now, I should have said in the very beginning of the video, you can do this seated in a chair, seated on the floor, doing it whatever is comfortable for you. I'm obviously sitting on the floor, and I'll have you get up and down or whatever, but do what's comfortable, okay? So the first thing we're gonna do is take our one hand and we're gonna drop it down. If you're sitting in a chair, you can hold on to the bottom of the chair. You can just let the hand hang there, letting the arm be nice and loose and limp. If you're seated on the ground, you can place your hand underneath your thigh if you want. And you're gonna go ahead and you're going to take one hand, bring it to the opposite side of your head, and you're going to draw the head down. Continue looking forward. And what obviously we're looking for here is a nice stretch in the opposite side of the neck. Keeping that other shoulder nice and low and loose, breathing deeply and fully for the next amount of time, 20 to 30 seconds. We've got about 20 seconds left now. Keeping the muscles in the face relaxed. And just allowing this to very slowly and gently release any knots or tension in that opposite side of the neck. When you're ready, you can take your fingertips and gently push your head back up. And you can do everything to one side at a time if you want, in terms of the 3 sets. If you're gonna do that, give yourself a 5 to 10-second break in between. We're gonna switch sides, because that's how I like to do it, but you do what you wanna do in your world. Take the other hand, dropping it by the side of your chair, or placing the hand under the thigh. Take the other hand, place it on the opposite side of the head, and gently guide the head over. Continue looking forward. You don't wanna look down or up. Look straight ahead. Keep the shoulder from raising up. Relax the face. Breathe deeply and fully. Feel that stretch, gentle and subtle. Holding it for another 10 to 15 seconds here. And when you're ready, taking those fingertips, placing them on the underside of your head and gently helping it back up to center. Doing the first side again, reaching over to the opposite side of the head, gently guiding the head down as far as you're able to go, avoiding pain, breathing deeply and fully, keeping that other shoulder nice and loose and relaxed. Allowing for that gentle stretch and release. Always breathing deeply and fully. Just a few more seconds on this side. And when you're ready, taking the fingertips, putting the head up, going back to that second side again. Hand goes down by the side of your chair or under your thigh. Gently guide your head down. Breathing fully, face relaxed. Again, keeping that shoulder nice and relaxed, letting it be loose. About 10 more seconds on this side. And then when you're ready, taking those fingertips, bringing them up top. And now we'll do the first side for the last time on this particular stretch. Reaching over to the opposite side of your head, keeping the face looking forward, keeping that other shoulder nice and loose, breathing deeply and fully, allowing for that subtle and gentle stretch in the neck. Ten more seconds on this side. When you're ready, you can bring the fingertips to the other side of the head. And take a moment before we do the second side for the last time to notice the difference in the two sides of your neck. Again, it's subtle, but it's there. When you're ready, one last time, doing the second side, dropping that hand by your chair or placing it under your thigh, reaching over to the opposite side of the head, looking forward as you bring the head down toward the shoulder, keeping that other shoulder nice and relaxed. Breathing deeply and fully, soft face. Allowing for that gentle stretch. 15 more seconds here. And then when you're ready, taking the fingertips to the temple, pushing the head back to center. Give yourself a moment to just take a deep breath. And when you're ready, we'll move into the levator scap stretch. So what you're gonna do, now if you have shoulder issues or you just don't like the way this feels, you don't have to do the first portion. You're gonna make a chicken wing by placing your hand behind your shoulder, at the very top of your shoulder blade. Ideally, your elbow is pointing up toward the ceiling. If it's more here, that's fine. If you just don't like this at all, you can do what we were doing before. Leave that down by the side, place the hand under the thigh, hold on to the bottom of your chair, whatever's working for you in the moment. You do get a little bit deeper stretch if you point that elbow up toward the sky, all right? Next, you're gonna take your head and you're going to turn it, if you're sitting down on the ground, towards your elbow. If you're sitting in the chair, you want it to be at about 45 degrees, okay? If I'm turned all the way to the side, that's 90 degrees. You wanna be at about 45, so midway between looking straight and looking to the side. What we're gonna do is take the hand, place it at the back of the head, and gently guide the head down toward the knee. Breathe deeply and fully. And you'll feel this along the back of the neck near your chicken wing, if you're holding one. Keep the face nice and relaxed. We've got about 10 more seconds here. Breathe deeply and fully. When you're ready, take the fingertips, use them to guide your head back up, release that chicken wing, and when you're ready, same thing on the other side. If you don't like the chicken wing or your shoulder bothers you, place your hand by the side of the chair or place your hand under your thigh. Otherwise, hand goes at the top of the scapula, the top of the shoulder blade. Elbow points up toward the ceiling as much as it's able to. If it can't go all the way up, that's fine. Again, avoiding pain. It's counterproductive. That's not what we're looking for here. You're gonna then look over to the side. Again, 45 degrees. I'm either looking toward my knee or I'm looking midway between looking forward and looking to the side. 45 degrees. Take your hand, place it at the back of your head, gently guide the head down. I'm checking the time on my timer. Breathe deeply and fully. Again, these are subtle, gentle stretches. We've got 10 more seconds. And when you're ready, You can use your fingertips to guide the head back up. Release that chicken wing. Maybe do a little shoulder roll if you were holding the chicken wing. We're going to go right back into it on the first side. Hand comes to the top of the scapula if that's what you're doing, right? You're going to turn that head to a 45-degree angle. Other hand comes to the back of the head. You're going to slowly and gently bring that head down as far as it's comfortable going. Again, you want to feel that stretch in the side and back of your neck. Breathing deeply and fully. Keeping the face nice and soft. Spine nice and long, no matter where you're sitting. 10 more seconds. And when you're ready, guiding your head back to center, releasing that arm, and switching sides. Turning the head to the 45-degree angle, no matter where you have your other hand. Taking the other hand, guiding it down toward that side. Breathing deeply and fully. Ten more seconds. And it's possible when you're holding these that the longer you hold it, especially once you get to the second and third round, you might be able to go a little deeper. Listen to your body. When you're ready, lift the head up, come back to center, and one last time, we'll go to the first side, making your chicken wing or placing the hand under or beside the chair, turning the head to that 45-degree angle, using that hand to gently guide the head down, holding it here, gentle face, breathing deeply and fully. Continue breathing. You've got 10 more seconds here. And if at any point you just want to come out, come out. You're the boss. And the timing doesn't have to be perfect. We're here to cultivate connection, not feign perfection. When you're ready, gently lift the head up. Release that shoulder. If you want, take a moment to notice a difference in the two sides of your neck before we do that second side one last time. Again, the difference will be subtle, but it's there. Okay, one last chicken wing on this side, or one last time grabbing your chair, turning the head to the 45-degree angle, taking that hand, placing it at the back of the head, and gently guiding the head down. And breathing deeply and fully here. About 10 more seconds. And when you're ready, use your fingers to lift the head up gently. And when you're doing this on your own, if you're going to do it without the video, just have a timer on your phone or on a watch, whatever you've got, and have it close by so that you can keep holding the posture while doing the duration of the stretch and know when you're finished. Okay, next is a stretch for your anterior scalene. So once again, you're going to modify it if you want. We're working with the chicken wing again on this one. If you don't like it, don't do it. That's the way that we work here, all right? So first you're going to make your chicken wing if you want, or place the hand under the thigh or under your chair, whatever's working for you. You just want to keep this shoulder nice and relaxed, okay? I'm going to do the chicken wing, try and point my elbow up toward the ceiling. And what I'm going to do is take this other hand and press it against my collarbone on the opposite side of my body. I'm going to try to not cover up my mic. And I'm going to look to the opposite side and up. And I'm gonna hold this for 30 seconds. We're holding the collarbone to keep everything nice and steady as we hold this posture, breathing deeply and fully. Fifteen more seconds. And when you're ready, you can bring the head back. We're gonna switch sides. Again, doing the chicken wing if it's comfortable for you, placing the hand under the thigh or at the side of your chair if that's better, taking the opposite hand, holding onto that collarbone to keep it steady. You're gonna look over to the opposite side and look up. Breathing deeply and fully as we hold this here. Keeping the face nice and relaxed. Again, these are gentle and subtle stretches. About 5 more seconds. And when you're ready, you can come back to center. And again, going to the first side, doing what works for you. I'm gonna place my hand under my thigh because that's what I wanna do right now. You can do your chicken wing if you want to. Holding onto the collarbone with the opposite hand, looking over to the opposite side and then up. Again, keeping that other shoulder relaxed, the face soft, breathing deeply and fully as we look to the side and up. Continue breathing. Got about 10 more seconds. When you're ready, come back to center. Switch sides. Again, chicken wing if you want to. Hand under the thigh or next to the chair if you don't. Opposite hand places on that collarbone to stabilize it. Look all the way over to the side. Look all the way up. Again, if it's comfortable for you. Avoid movements that cause you pain. Listen to your body. Pain is a signal from your body that there is something wrong or something that it does not want to do right now. Honor that. Breathing deeply and fully. Soft face, long spine. Just 5 more seconds. When you're ready, you come back to center. And we'll do this one last time. Again, chicken wing if you want. Don't if you don't. Listen to your body, okay? Opposite hand comes to the collarbone. Look over to that first side again. And then look up as far as you're comfortable doing. Breathe deeply and fully here. Face relaxed, spine long. Gentle, subtle stretching. 15 more seconds. When you're ready, bring the head to center. Again, taking a moment before we do our last rep on the other side and notice the difference in the two sides of your neck. Subtle, but very present. When you're ready, doing the last side one last time. Chicken wing if you want, hand under thigh or by the chair if you don't. Opposite hand comes to the collarbone. Look all the way over to the side and all the way up if you can. Breathe deeply and fully. 15 more seconds. Soft face, long spine, gentle release. Whenever you're ready, coming back to center. The next thing we're gonna do is a scapula squeeze, okay? Now, some people can just squeeze their scaps. What we're gonna do is focus on keeping the shoulders relaxed, okay? I don't want your shoulders coming up here. What we're looking for is some engagement in these muscles here, okay? In between the shoulder blades. Now, you can pick your elbows up if that helps. Whatever feels comfortable for you. Again, the idea is to keep the shoulders nice and relaxed and slowly squeeze the scapula to bring the elbows back. You're not just bringing your elbows back, but you're squeezing those muscles in between your shoulder blades, and that's gonna bring your muscles back for you. You're gonna hold this here for a count of 5 seconds, 1 or 2 full rounds of breath, whatever that ends up working out for you, and release it back. And we're going to do this 5 to 10 times. Squeezing the scapula, bringing those elbows back. Again, bringing it back, breathing deeply and fully here. Releasing. 2 more. Pulling those back, squeezing those scapula, allowing the scapula to be what pulls the elbows back. Releasing when you're ready. And one last one. Squeezing the scapula, holding it here for those 2 full rounds of breath if you want. 5 seconds is really all we're looking for, and then when you're ready, releasing that. Again, you can do that 5, 10, 15 times, and you can do that multiple times a day. Again, it's working on those postural issues, right? So many of us are like this all of the time. We want to pull things back, and that requires not only stretching to train the muscles into place, but also strengthening to hold them there. So again, you can do those any time of day, multiple times a day. Get that nice little squeeze in. It's good for your back, it feels nice, and it's correcting that posture. The next thing we're gonna do is lie down. So if you're in a chair, get out of it. You can lie on a couch, a bed if you need to, or the floor. I prefer the floor because it's firmer, but do what works for you, because I'm not even there. All right, you're gonna lie down on the ground, on your side, and you're gonna use your arm to support your head in a neutral position, okay? You're gonna keep your head facing forward the entire time we do this. It's a very simple movement we're about to do. And we're just going to lift our head up off of our arm. Again, keeping the head facing forward. You don't wanna look up, you don't wanna look down. You wanna look straight ahead of you and gently place the head back down. Continue breathing deeply and fully as you lift it up to the side. Again, you can do this 5, 10, 15 times. Whatever's feeling good in your body, what we're doing here is activating and strengthening those muscles on the side of the neck. Lifting up when you're ready and back down. You don't have to hold these when you go up. You can if you want, but you don't have to. And I'm not giving any extra credit. We'll do one more here. Come back to the center and then come up. And we're gonna switch sides. Take a moment before you switch sides to check in with your body. See the difference that you feel in the 2 sides of your neck. One is gonna feel longer. It's subtle, but it's there. Lie on your side, using the arm to support the head in a neutral position and trying to keep the body in somewhat of a straight line. I have my knees bent out in front of me, and that's fine. It's a little bit less work if you do that, but you want your torso to be pretty straight. When you're ready, lifting the head. Again, we're not looking up. We're not looking down. Look straight ahead of you. Gently place the head back down. Continue breathing deeply and fully as you lift and lower your head Again, 5, 10, 15 times, whatever works for you. Keeping the face relaxed. We're just strengthening those muscles on the side of our neck. We're gonna do one more on this side. And then you're gonna come back to center. And actually what we're going to do now, if you don't mind, is come into a tabletop position. So that means getting on all fours. Again, you can do this on a couch or a bed if it's easier for your knees especially. I prefer doing it on the ground because it's solid. What you're gonna do is come onto all fours. You want your knees directly under your hips, your hands directly under your shoulders. First thing we're gonna do is just our neck. So again, avoiding any pain. Stay in a pain-free range of motion. Start very small with these and then go a little bit wider, a little bit deeper with every lift or every drop of the neck, right? So of the chin. So you're gonna start with a nice neutral spine, nice neutral cervical spine, that's your neck. When you're ready, you're gonna drop the chin and then you're gonna lift it up. Again, staying in a pain-free range of motion, dropping the chin. Maybe hold it there for a breath. When you're ready, lift. When you get to your maximum lift for this rep, hold it there for a round of breath. Dropping the chin again. Letting it come a little bit further down, holding it for a round of breath. Lifting again. Holding it for a round of breath when you reach your max. Got 2 more of each. Dropping the chin a little bit further now. Holding it for a round of breath. Lifting the chin. Soft face, long spine. Hold it there at the top for a round of breath. One last time, dropping the chin now. This time as far as you can do it, staying in a pain-free range of motion. Lifting the chin again, going to your max. When you get to your max, hold it for a round of breath. When you're ready, you'll come back to a neutral spine. We're gonna stay right in this position. And if your knees hurt, get something and place them underneath it. We're not gonna be here for too much longer. What I want us to do is just a simple, what they call cat-cow. So I'm going to drop my chest, or drop my belly, lift my chin, lift my hips, look up. And when you're ready, rounding the back. So tucking those hips gently, pressing through those shoulder blades, rounding the spine. Hold it here for a round of breath. When you're ready, you'll sink back with the belly, press the hips and the chin up. Staying in a pain-free range of motion, holding it for a round of breath. And then rounding the spine again. Pressing through those shoulder blades. Round of breath there, and then arching the back once more, spilling the belly toward the ground, lifting the hips, lifting the chin. Breathing deeply and fully, and then sinking back into that rounding of the spine, pressing through those shoulder blades. One more of each, letting that belly spill toward the ground, lift the hips, arch that back, lift the chin. Round of breath. When you're ready, tuck those hips gently, press through those shoulder blades. Really Really round your spine here. A round of breath. And come back to a neutral spine. Now, if you don't want a reason to dislike me, you can stop watching now. If you want some exercises for strengthening your upper back that will help to correct that posture and help you to stay pain-free in the back and the neck, keep on going. We just got a few more things to do here. The first thing we're going to do is just have a seat. This is actually nice and easy business. Find your seat, and we're just going to do a little bit of a side stretch real quick, right? Stretching out the lats here. So you're going to raise both your hands if that's comfortable for you. You can even clasp them if you want. If you want to just do one at a time, that's fine. If you're doing one at a time, you're going to bend to the opposite side of the arm you have up. If you're doing both your hands up, it doesn't matter. You're just going to bend to the side. What we're looking for is that nice stretch here in that muscle that runs down the side back portion of the body. When you're ready, you'll come back to center and you'll go to the other side. Stretching, looking for that stretch in the lat. You'll also feel it through your armpit. Coming back to center. We're going to do 5 on each side. If you can, keep that shoulder nice and open and look for the ceiling. Come back to center. Going again to the second side. Breathing deeply and fully, keeping the face relaxed, stretching from the hip all the way through the armpit and the arm. Focusing that stretch in the lat, keeping the shoulders relaxed. Opening that shoulder and looking for the ceiling if you're able to. And whether you're sitting in a chair or on the ground right now, come back to center. Going to the other side. I want you to keep those hips nice and grounded. Again, in the chair or on the ground, it doesn't matter. Coming back to center, 2 more on each side. Reaching and stretching down that first side. Stretching to the second side now. Breathing deeply and fully. Coming back to center, and one last one. Reaching and stretching. Coming to center. Last one on the second side. Reaching and stretching. Turning your head to the side so you can look up at the ceiling. That requires you to open that shoulder. Feel that stretch in that side lat. And when you're ready, come to center. Drop the hands. You can roll your shoulders out a little bit. And then we're going to lie face down. Now, if for any reason you don't like that, you can do these up against the wall. And so what that would look like is you standing with your face and your body up against the wall. Your chest should be pressed up against the wall. And you'll do the same movements that way. We're going to go horizontal here. That's what I like to do, so that's what I'm going to do. All right, you're going to come onto your belly. If you want, you can have a pillow or something under your forehead to keep you from mushing your whole face into the ground. I'm going to use this. The first one we're going to do is a T-lift. So you're going to take your shoulders and you're going to place them, your hands up rather, and you're going to place your arms at shoulder height. Again, resting your forehead down on top of something. Hands are out at shoulder height. Arms are nice and straight. If you're up against the wall, hands are still going to be at shoulder height. I want you to make a thumbs up. So the opposite side of your hand is pressing into the ground. Your thumbs, if you're on the floor, are pointing straight up to the ceiling. If you're up against the wall, your thumbs are pointing directly behind you. What you're going to do now is squeeze and lift. Again, using those scapula, using those shoulder blade muscles. Holding it for a count of 5. And releasing. We're going to do this 10 times. If you can only do it for 5, then do that. If you only want to do it for a few, then do that. Lift when you're ready. Hold for 1 deep breath, 2 deep breaths. We're looking for 5 seconds. Releasing. And when you're ready, lifting. Releasing. Lifting, squeezing those muscles in the back of the body. And lifting and releasing rather. Lifting again. We're halfway there. And you don't have to lift the hands very far off of the floor or the wall. Lift again. You're just looking for that engagement in the muscles in the back of the body. Now, if those muscles are very tired or don't get worked very often, lift again, then they're going to be sore tomorrow. They're going to be tired. They're going to let you know that they're aware that they were working. Go ahead and drop the hands. That's okay. Don't let it scare you off. Be consistent here. Lift again. Consistently doing these can do wonders for posture, wonders for upper back pain and neck pain. And releasing the hands again. 2 more. Lift. Breathe deeply. Squeezing those muscles in the back of the body. Releasing. 1 last one. Breathing deeply and fully. And releasing. Now, the next thing we're going to do is called a Y lift. So you're going to place your hands up so that they are in the shape of a Y. Allow me to come in a position that allows you to see better, if that's something that you're trying to do. So again, if you're on the floor, you can rest your forehead on top of something to keep your face from mushing into the floor. If you're up against the wall, just have your chest up against the wall. Arms are spread out. My thumbs are facing the ceiling, or if I'm up against the wall, they're facing directly behind me. I am shaped like a Y. That's why it's called a Y lift. When you're ready, lift those thumbs up. Feel that squeeze in between your shoulders. Hold it for a round of breath and then drop the hands gently back down. When you're ready, you'll lift again. Release them back down. And again, you can do these as many times as you want. We're going to go for 10, lifting again. Releasing. Lifting again. And releasing. Lifting again. Face relaxed, spine long, breathing deep. We're halfway there. And releasing. Lift again when you're ready. 1 or 2 rounds of breath, 5 seconds, whatever counting method you want to use. And release. Lift. Breathe deep. Release. Lift again. Squeeze and release. 2 more. Lift. And release. Last one. Lift. And release. Now, the next thing we're going to do is called a YW retraction. Now, if you're up against the wall, I want you to move yourself so that your back is now up against the wall. And ideally, you want the back of your heel, your butt, and the top of your back, the back of your shoulders, to be pushed up against the wall, okay? The back of your head as well, which might require you to tuck your chin back and up. That's none of my business though. If you're on the ground, we're gonna get in the same position we've been in. Now obviously, we're starting in the Y, right? I want you, if you're on the ground, to lift those hands up, thumbs pointing toward the sky, and then you're gonna retract the elbows. So you're gonna bend at the elbow and pull back, okay? You can also just have your hands open, right? If you're up against the wall, keep your hands open. You don't want your thumbs pointing backward. So we're lifting out into the Y, retracting back into the W. Hands are staying far off the ground, lifting out into the Y and retracting back into the W. Continue doing this, breathing deeply. If you're up against the wall, I'm going to show you what that looks like from this seated position. Pretend this wall is directly behind me. I'm standing. All of myself is pressed up against it. I'm in a Y. I'm in a W. I'm in a Y. I'm in a W, right? Breathing deeply and fully, no matter what position you're doing this in. The idea is to look for that retraction in the scapula, in the lats. The whole back of the body is getting involved in this. Just do 2 more, no matter what position you're in. Breathing deeply and fully. We don't have to hold these, we just have to be moving in and out. Beautiful. When you're ready, you can come back down to the ground, or if you're lying down, you can come up off of your belly. And we're gonna do the very last thing together that we're gonna do today. And that's gonna be a very simple and relaxing child's pose. So especially because we're doing these exercises, these lifts, you might feel a little bit of tension now. You might feel a little bit of tiredness in those muscles, a little bit of soreness, and that's okay, that's normal. Drink a lot of water as you finish your day out. I want us to come on to all fours one last time. You can bring your toes together. So again, knees under hips, hands under shoulders. Bring your toes together and then drive your hips back and rest your bottom on your heels. If that's uncomfortable for you, you can also spread your feet apart and place a bolster or a block or something like that underneath where your bottom will go. You want to spread your knees nice and wide, and you're going to slowly walk or shift yourself forward. You're going to rest your forehead directly onto the ground, or if that's uncomfortable, you can use a bolster, a pillow, or whatever else you are using to support your head in the lifts. And we're just going to hang out here, breathing deeply and fully, allowing our neck and the upper portion of our body in the back to just relax. You can do any of these stretches, any of these exercises at any time. This was about an hour-long practice, but you can break it up in any way that you want. Skip the parts that cause you pain or that you don't like. Use the parts that you find beneficial. Allow every breath that you take in this last pose to offer you a little bit more release. Sinking a little bit further and just letting go of any tension. One or two last rounds of breath. And when you're ready, you can come out in any way that's comfortable for you. I hope that you enjoyed the practice. I hope that you found it helpful. You can hit me up for private lessons. You can join me for my community classes Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Feel free to email me, DM me, hit me in the links with any questions or comments. You can follow me on social media, and you can visit my website at cassieshinto.com. Beauty standards are gross. Love yourself. Invest in yourself. Move your body. Drink your water. And have a great fucking day, family. Peace, power, and prosperity.